What's up, everybody? We're back. It is Thursday afternoon. Trying to get it out so Tags can watch it on Friday after work or on his way to work or whatever he does. Um, Pretty wild week. It was a big high scoring week this week. So let's get into it. The average point scored was 118 this week. That was the highest we've had so far. So there was we're trending up. 117 was the previous high, week 2. Now it is 118. 5 teams hit that mark, and the weekly high score was you, Mark, at 166. It's your second time. You beat, I'm sorry, Stu had 175. So that's the second highest score we had. But you got to be pretty happy with that, I would assume.
I'm very happy. I like the way my team's trending.
You have been saying that. I don't like the way my team is trending, but I can't even blame my team this week. I lost 88-84 to Jack. Lamar had an okay game, 23 points, 14 out of Dobbs. That's a decent day. 12 out of my defense. Jonathan Taylor got me 7, so he's still slumping, and I left my second running back slot empty.
Can you tell us what happened there?
I can. So I have Mark Andrews, and he played on
Thursday night.
And McAfee said, "Oh, Andrews, I don't know if he's playing." And it was kind of like, I know something's going on, things like he did when Trey Lance got drafted. So I rushed to look for a backup tight end, and it was Gesicki. I had Atlanta's running back, Foreman, as a starting running back. I don't like Foreman that much. Hubbard got hurt. Hubbard was healthy at that point, so he was splitting time. McCaffrey didn't do anything for Carolina, so I figured I'll drop Foreman, pick up Gesicki, leave my tight end spot empty for the time being, but I left Foreman as my running back too. Andrews ended up playing, so I put Andrews back in. Everything was fine. I never went back and deleted the ad drop. So Sunday comes up. I'm watching the morning game. ETN is tearing up, so I'm watching the guillotine score with ETN, so I have him. And that went to about 12:30. And then I went, kind of just did whatever until the 1 o'clock game started. Watching the 1 o'clock game start, Tyler Algier had a decent game, and Foreman had a decent game. And I'm like, oh, I can't remember. I have them in both leagues. I'm like, oh, which one did I start? That I went on at 1:30, and I didn't have a second running back in. At that point, I had Damian Harris, who had 0 points. And I had Algier, who ended up with 16. So I was going to text Pat, like, well, I would have started Algier. Can you put him in? But he was doing better than Damian Harris. So I'm like, well, I can't really do that. Now I'm not even going to waste my time with it. But Damian Harris ended up getting 6 points, which I would have won. Algier got 16, which I would have won. So either one of the backup running backs goes in, I win the game. But I lost by 4.
And I could have used you.
Yeah. Tagmar, I don't think anyone in my division cared if I would have won. I'm in dead last place now, below Joey and Braga. So I guess I'm pretty much hanging it up for this season. 2 wins, 8 games in. It's just another catastrophe year. Jack had nothing great. He had 38 out of Pollard, but beside that, 10 out of Dalton Schultz. Nothing anywhere else. Devontae Adams got less than 8 point. So that was, he got the win. So good for him. He's tied for first in the other division now. Big high scoring game was Pat versus Jeff, 163 to 123. Pat won. Huge game out of Jalen Hurts, decent game out of Ramondre Stevenson, huge game out of DJ Moore, monster game out of AJ Brown. He had 38 points. So he got 71 points out of his Philadelphia receiver and quarterback combo, plus an additional 18 out of his Philadelphia defense. Other side, Dak got 27. Tyreek Hill had 27. He had a decent game. Mike Evans was 17. Just wasn't enough for Jeff. Pat wins. I think Pat still has the crown. I don't remember. I have to go back and look. But this is a high scoring game. Both teams went over the total. Pat moves to 6-2. Jeff moves to 2-6. Jeff's 2-6 is crazy. I can't believe that. But Pat's right on Stu's tail here, I think.
Yeah. Jeff and Jack actually remind me. I think Jack's getting all the breaks right now, and he's 6-2.
Yeah.
Jeff's not getting any, and he's 2-6. Probably before the year, I think I liked Jeff's team better than I like Jack's team, and they've completely reversed roles. So
yeah, that's wild. He's Jeff cannot catch a break.
And I mean, for Pat, I guess the only downside is his Eagles won't play the Steelers every week. So there's a reason why they're not my D anymore. And they're now a free agent. And that's because 2 players combined for 70 plus points on them.
Yeah. And that doesn't even count Miles Sanders. He had a pretty decent day, too. I think he had like 9 carries for 70 yards or something. Next game was you and Palmer. 166 to 116 wasn't even close. You moved to 3-5, and he moves down to 3-5. He's going down in a hurry. You're moving up in a hurry. Your big player was Kamara. He had 38. He had a monster game. Cooper did decent, 21. DeAndre Hopkins, 29. He's by far the most important person on that Arizona offense, and that's including Kyler Murray. Other side for Palmer, Derek Carr, 1 point. McCaffrey had 37. That's fantastic. He had the trifecta: throwing, running, and catching the touchdown, but wasn't enough. Aaron Jones had 19. He had 1 out of Sutton, 9 out of Cooks. I guess Brandon Cooks is mad he didn't get traded, so now he's not playing this week or something's going on. He has a mysterious injury. Palmer's on his sinking ship.
Yeah, he's on a 4-game losing streak now. He has some decent. Aaron Jones is good, and I think Pierce and McCaffrey are awesome. His receivers needs help there. Derek Carr, I don't know how a quarterback only scores 1 point, especially with Devontae Adams on the team.
Yeah.
So he's going down. I like where my team's at. I really like that Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's my big thing. And I thought DK Metcalf was going to be out a few weeks. He's back already. So I like where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't understand the DK Metcalf situation. I thought he was going to be done for a month, and he didn't miss 1 game. So I don't. That's wild. Next one on the list is Kurt played Tagmeyer. Kurt won 147 to 109. Tags falls to 5-3. Kurt moves to 5-3. For Kurt, 18 out of Burrow. That not having Chase really hurt him, but Derrick Henry at 38, ETN with 25, Diggs with 21. He's got a lot of production at the top of that lineup. Higgins with 13. That's okay. It's about his average, his projection. Josh Allen with a disappointing 19. Dalvin Cook with 24. He looks to be moving in the right direction. And then DeAndre Swift with 11. He only got a handful of carries, and apparently they feel like, I think he's missed practice again this week, so I don't know if Swift's healthy again or not, or what's going on with them. Miles Sanders, there he is with 13 points. So not enough for Tagmeyer. He's 5-3 now. He was number 1 in the power rankings, and he lost pretty, decidedly to Kurt. Not really much on the bench. Juju was on a bye. Mike Williams is on a bye, still hurt, but is Cordero Patterson coming back? Is that going to be the one to turn it around for Tagmeyer? I don't know, because he's going to have to replace Swift, but is Patterson the guy to do that?
I think Tim in the general, I think he's in a kind of a fantasy football downtrend. I mean, he's out in the Guillotine League. He's now 5-3 in this league. I think his reign of dominance is over.
Ended
Not
it.
that there was ever much of one.
Next game was a close one. Stu.
One thing before we go on, I ran into Kurt on Halloween, and he made the comment that he's going to go back to back.
Excellent. You should have told him to come on the show and say that. Did he express any interest?
No.
No. Maybe later, maybe some other time. Next one was Stu versus Joe. Stu won 103 to 101. Close game. Stu was replacing all of his Kansas City players, and I think that's why he scored so low. Trevor Lawrence got 7 points. Nick Chubb with 26. That was a pretty good game. Cooper Kupp with 18. So the last play of the game, I guess Cooper Cup got hurt. He was leaving on a walking boot, so I'm curious how that works for him. And Raw with 10. Nothing crazy. I mean, Chubb with 26 is great. Cup with 18 is, that's about his projection. But that was plenty. Joey had Tom Brady with 16 points. He had Kirk Cousins with 27 points on his bench. That would have won it for him. Henderson, 4 points. Brian Robinson, 2 points. His running backs are suspect. They're not good. There's a problem there. CD with 16. Jalen Waddle with 28. Waddle and Hill, they both work out fine together. It's crazy the numbers they're putting up.
Yep.
Even Joey's kicker, McPherson, 0 points. So he gets 1 field goal, he wins the game. So that was a close one. It's a heartbreaker. Joey lost it and moves him to 3-5. And that moves Stu to 6-2.
I think we talked about it all year. Joey has some good skill players, but the running back position I know he lost Breece Hall, but he just never, he needed more depth there to begin with and never really addressed it. So
never did. Last game of the week was Bry versus Abbott. Bry won 116-102. Tua with 31. Najee again with 8. His projection was at 11, so he's not even projected to get good games anymore. Jamal Williams with 21. He's going to feast as long as Swift is banged up. McLaurin, another good game, 15. Brandon Ayuk with 17. He got 0 out of Waller. Waller's a bust.
I don't even think Waller played last week.
I don't know that he did, but that was a 4th-round draft pick, I assume. That stinks. Gabe Davis is 4 points. He's a boomer bust guy too, but it was enough. For Abbott, Kyler got 28. Mixon with a disappointing 9. Leonard Fournette with only 13. He's been playing, he's been touchdown Lenny, but it hasn't really panned out a ton. He tried capturing that Tyler Boyd magic. He only got 11 out of that. That gave him 102. Looking on the benches, nothing real crazy. But, so Abbott's middling at 4-4, and Bry Guy is 3-5. So the way it stands now, the playoffs would be Jack is number 1 in his division, Tagmar's number 2, and Abbott's number 3. You're number 4, Palmer's number 5, both by 1 game, and Jeff's number 6, back 2 games out of a spot. In my division, Stu's at 6 wins, Pat's at 6 wins, Kurt's at 5 wins. They're the playoff guys, and then with 3 wins, it's Joey. With 3 wins, it's Bry. With 2 wins, it's me. So that 2 and 3 game wall that they built might be a lot. Your division's up for grabs. I think ours is probably going to coast. Joey's fading. Bry has faded, and I've never started. So I think Kurt, Stu, and Pat pretty much have it locked up as long as they stay relatively healthy. Whereas on your side, I don't even think Jeff's out of it yet. So it's going to be a battle to the end for you guys.
I agree. On your side, I think maybe could Joey or Bry Guy make a run? You really need a couple bad weeks out of Kurt, but Kurt has such a big lead in points on both of them that, he at least needs a 3-game skid. They need a 3-game win streak. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think our side, I think it's anybody's ball game, really. But we'll see over the next couple of weeks with some more buys. That's what I'm worried about with my team is, I seem like I'm in a decent spot, but now I got some buys coming up, and I lose a game or 2 more. That's it.
Yeah, it's a wild week this week with buys. So, everyone's going to have to maneuver a bit. We saw a ton of free agent bidding this week. So I'm not, I don't.
Did you happen to calculate our records from our picks last week?
I'm doing that right now, actually. That's what I'm trying to talk through it. Stu and Joey, Abbott. We both lost Abbott. I went 1, 2, 3. I went 4-2. Oh, did you lose every game? No, you won yourself. You went 1-5.
That's what happens when I pick opposite of you.
Yeah, I went 4-2. You went 1-5.
Okay.
I wish I could pick a team better. I wish I could put a full lineup together, as well as I can pick fantasy scores that don't mean anything. All right, this week, what are we in week 9? So we only have 5 weeks left. It's only 14 weeks, I think, right?
4, 5, 6 weeks, including this week.
Yeah, so you're talking about Kurt losing 3, Joey winning 3, and Bry winning 3. It's all but done. Speaking of which, I played Joey this week. Not going to go over a ton. I'm picking again. I'm projected to win. No, I'm projected to lose by 2. But no one on his team scares me. Waddle has huge upside. I would take Waddle as the boom player. But that being said, Lamar Jackson, well, I guess I really don't have any boom players here outside of Lamar, who's not played well lately and who has 0 wide receivers left. I'm taking myself just because I got to stay true to how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I guess it's because of buys. But this is 2 ugly lineups, to be honest.
Joey lost Jamar Chase, CD Lamb, George Kittle. I lost Hollywood a while ago, but there's no real
You have
buy.
Andrews out. You have and is Taylor hurt or is he playing?
I don't know. He's not practicing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I think I want to pick you because of Lamar and Taylor, but if Taylor's not there, then I have a hard time. Give me Joey just to go opposite.
Yeah.
I think it's close.
Yeah, it's projected close. I don't know that Taylor I was let's see, what's it say? Taylor sat out practice Wednesday. He wasn't at practice Thursday. He's not playing. If you don't practice, and I'm pretty sure I lost on Dion. Did I lose? I don't even know what the fuck. He's not even on my team. I don't know. Who cares? 2 loser teams. Next game's a big one. See if Jeff can right the ship versus you. You're 3-5, still in it. Jeff's 2-6. Jeff gets a win here. He can move right back into it. He's projected to win by 6, so another close game. I see Kyle Pitts is back. I see D-Hop versus Seattle. That's a pretty juicy matchup. Kamara versus Baltimore. That should be good, but the 2 things that go against that are Roquan Smith now and Monday night. It doesn't seem like Monday night, the weird games, the primetime games don't seem like they always seem like they're a bit of a letdown. But his other side, Geno versus Arizona, Atlanta, Eckler versus Atlanta is going to be huge. Tyreek Hill versus Chicago, Evans versus the Rams. As good as you looked last week. Oh, you got Barkley on a bye, Cooper on a bye, Thomas doesn't play, Edwards is hurt again. Yeah. I'm actually gonna take Jeff. I don't know that the bad. I want to pick opposite you as well, so I want to give you a chance to take yourself and keep the opposite going.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking myself. Obviously I like Hill and Evans and Eckler, but I'm not sold on the rest of his lineup with Everett, Smith, even David Montgomery. Geno Smith's playing well, but I think Aaron Rodgers, he might break out a little bit against Detroit. He seems to own them. Kamara's been playing well. Antonio Gibson's been playing really well the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? I kind of like Allen Robinson. If Cooper Kupp's out, I think Robinson has had a couple of weeks where he's progressively gotten a little bit better. So maybe he takes a step up if Cooper Kupp isn't at 100%.
Trying to look at his targets: 2, 5, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. He got 7 last week. Turned that into 7 points. I don't understand Allen Robinson. He fell off a cliff in a hurry. So I don't until he shows me that he's good, I'm going to go along believing he's not. Battle of the Tims, the General, Tim Tagmeyer versus Crumb Snatchers, Tim Palmer. General's 5-3, Palmer's 3-5. McCaffrey's on a bye for Palmer. Cortland Sutton's on a bye. Like we said, Brandon Cooks isn't playing. He has Josh Palmer, Drake London, Damian Pierce, Aaron Jones. I'm probably going to go. I'm going to go the General. He got Juju back. Fryermuth's on a bye, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh, Noah Fant, I guess, will go in his lineup. I would assume you want to try to get Olave in there, maybe. But DeAndre Swift, I assume you move Miles Sanders in for DeAndre Swift and put in Chris Olave versus Baltimore, and that probably solidifies his lineup a bit more. He's projected to win by 4. I'm taking Tagmeyer. I think he gets right this week.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I want to pick against you, Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook, just too much. Miles Sanders, Tim, I really like Aaron Jones. He's, the workhorse in that lineup. Damian Pierce will probably have a decent game. Just they hand it off a lot. But other than that, I don't like a single player in his lineup right now.
Yeah.
London, Palmer, Ertz, Robinson. Um, Again, big week of buys, so they hit Tim hard.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. Next one is return doubtful 6-2 Jack Beck versus Kurt Army of Northern Virginia 5-3. It looks like as of right now, yep, Kurt fielded a full roster, so this will be the first time Jack played that in a week. That being said, it's a huge disparity. Jack's projected 87. I'm trying to look to see if he has someone that's not playing.
He has Debo on a bye, Zeke on a bye, Tony Pollard on a bye.
He has kickers on a bye.
Daniel Jones is on a bye. Yeah, buys killed Jack. Kurt in a landslide.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be Kurt by a million. Then you got Abbott 4-4 versus Stu 6-2. Stu did not set his lineup back, but I would assume Kelsey and Mahomes make their way back. But then I'm looking at Chubb going to the bench. Cooper Kupp still up in the air. I don't know, man. I think Abbott might make a little bit of noise here. He's projected to win by a bunch, but that's without Mahomes and Kelsey in. So his defense is on a bye. He doesn't look like he has a backup. So Stu does not have a backup defense right now. He does not have who's his backup running back? James Cook.
He'll have to put
And I don't know
Singletary in
that he's
there.
what's that?
He'll have to put Singletary and Kenneth Walker, and then I'm guessing he'll move Christian Kirk in.
Who's Buffalo's running back now?
I think this week it'll still be Singletary.
Who'd they just get?
Nyheim Hines.
Yeah, I like Hines out of the backfield. He can catch a lot. I think that works out for their offense really well.
So, yeah, I think Stu can set a lineup. I think it'll be better than Abbott's. I'm picking Stu.
I'm gonna take Abbott, so that's another one. So we're going Rough Cats and still agenda. Pat 6-2, Bry's 3-5. Bry wins here. That's a huge shakeup in my division, but I don't think that's gonna happen. As bad as I think the Steelers are, Houston might be worse. That's who Philadelphia is going to feast on this week. And if they're not the worst, Washington might be the worst, and Justin Jefferson's going against them. So, and if they're not the worst, Indy is the worst, and Ramondre Stevenson's playing against them. So it looks to me like Pat got Kyron Williams, it looks like, so he can have him for the little bit later. Looks like Pat has AJ Brown Thursday night player in his flex. I hope that bites him if he doesn't move it. But I'm taking Pat. I don't think it's close. Bry's, that Edwards Hilaire is your starting running back, and Waller's still in. Dobbins isn't playing. Hines doesn't probably play, and Njoku's out. Chargers defense. He does not have a lot of depth at all. Brandon Ayuk's about the only player that might be able to be worth anything, and they're taking out MVS for that. So I'm taking Pat.
Yeah, I'm with you. As much as I want to pick against you, it's hard to pick Bry Guy's lineup the way it's in there right now.
I agree. So you said you had the all right. So I was 4-1 last week. That moves me to 24-17, 24-17, and you were 1-4, and that moves you to 18 by 23. All right. So we have week 9 power rankings.
Week 9. So we're not making any changes at the very bottom. What is it? A 4-game lose streak the Crumb Snatchers are on. He's not moving up. I actually expect that streak to continue. Picked them to lose this week.
Yep.
Coming in at number 11, unfortunately, it is batting on.
Yep.
little bit of a fiasco last week. Can still, work your way out of it, but hard to move up after that.
Hmm.
Coming in at number 10, moving up a spot is Jeff, the generic team. Think good team, bad luck. Pretty much sums it up for him. Coming at number 9, the Rough Cats. All year I've been talking about it's a good team. For some reason, just hasn't put it together, and it looks like it's really that ship's starting to sink. Number 8, we got chasing a championship, Joey. Same thing, never addressed the running backs, had Brees Hall, needed more depth. I don't see a big run out of him. Who knows? Coming to number 7 is Matt. We said the same thing last week. He's been just floating around here in the middle. I think he might continue to fall a little bit. I think this is where it starts to separate. SA quarantine, I could see him actually dipping a little bit lower. Jumping up to number 6 is myself and Ben's Baloney Boppers. Right now, I'm on the outside of the playoffs looking in, but I'm sitting in at number 6 because I'm actually, I think, like 10 points behind the leader in the division for most points. So I think points is an indicator, strong indicator of how a team actually is. Coming at number 5 is the General.
Oh, wow.
His team, it started strong. It's been shaky since, and who knows what's going to happen there, but I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that ranking.
It can't be.
Number 4 is the Army of North. He's real strong up top, and he proclaimed that he's going back to back, so we'll see. Number 3 is Jack in return doubtful. One of those teams we talked about from the beginning. We thought there were some weaknesses, but things have been breaking his way. Now he gets D'Onta Foreman. I think Jack's making a strong run here, and who knows? Number 2 is Dirty Sanchez.
Number 1.
He, Stu, he's been floating around up top all year, but a couple bye weeks. Who knows what's going to happen? And then number 1 is the Sill Agenda, primarily assisted by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So what's the problem with the Steelers? Because they've never got blown out like that. This is the second time this season they looked awful. Buffalo made them look absolutely ridiculous as well.
You know what? I wish I could tell you, but I have no idea, to be honest.
All right.
I think there's more than one problem with the Steelers. Rookie quarterback, obviously. The defense.
Are you impressed with his with the way he looks?
You know what?
Well, let me ask you this: you can't be impressed. No one can be impressed. He does not look great. Do you feel good about how he played versus the Jets versus how he's looking now? Because to me, it looks like he's not. It's only been a few games, but it seems like he's missing open guys. He seems frantic.
I wasn't impressed, but I wasn't concerned with him. I thought he was aggressive. He was making some decent plays. And then, he was just throwing the picks, which you see with young quarterbacks that they grow out of. I am concerned that he, if we knew the team was going to be like this, why not just let Mitch play and let him watch from the bench to kind of learn? That you see, maybe like a Patrick Mahomes, or even did Lamar play his rookie year?
No, he came in middle of the season, but he came in to it was Harbaugh's job on the line.
Yeah.
And Flacco looked awful. Flacco was the problem, whereas I don't know that the quarterback was the problem.
Right. We have a bad line. The line I don't think is great. The defense isn't good. The receivers love social media. So.
Okay. Well, in the ad drops, D'Onta Foreman went for $46 to Jack. Bry bid 42, Abbott bid 26, Pat bid 26, Kurt bid 23, you bid 17, Palmer bid 9. I cut him for Mike Gesicki last week. Josh Palmer went to Palmer for 8. I bid 6 on him. Ty Conklin, no one else. Joey bid two on Deontay Foreman. Pat bid two on Kyron Williams. Joey bid one on him. Noah Fant for $1, Marcus Mariota for $1, and Devin Duvernay for $1. So the big play of the year is Deontay Foreman. Curious if Hubbard comes back. It doesn't look like he's practicing either. That's
Foreman's
probably
been
it.
great.
What's that?
Foreman's been great. I don't know how you give that job to Hubbard with the way Foreman's been running.
Yeah, I don't. He's not historically a great running back. I don't think Hubbard is either. I just don't think that Carolina's
Yeah.
gonna be able to run the ball a lot. I think they're pretty well out of it. How's the house looking? You all moved out yet?
No.
No, is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow the movers come.
So, and your house isn't listed yet. It's just you gonna stay there for a couple days by yourself?
Well, there will be no furniture.
Who cares? No, get a sleeping bag on the floor.
It's hardwood floor, so it's not as comfortable. I could lay downstairs, I guess, but no, I'm ready to get the movers here, get all this stuff out of here, and then over the next 2 nights, we're gonna have to take all the boxes over.
A lot of work. A lot of work unpacking too. That's packing and unpacking gotta suck.
Yeah, and I don't think my internet and TV gets hooked up until next week. So
That's
gonna be a long
run.
weekend.
That's a long time.
Yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. All right. Well, you watching anything new? You finish up? No, you already finished up the Watcher. Tagmeyer was finishing that up.
No, I don't think I've started anything this week. I started watching a comedy special last night, but that was about it.
What special?
Ari Shafir, Jew.
I don't know. We started watching Succession. I know we're way behind, but we watched like three or four episodes of that.
I heard it's good.
It could be good. It looks like it's going to be decent.
Did you watch True Story yet on Netflix?
No.
That's the one we talked about with Kevin Hart.
Oh, no, I didn't. I have not. I built this shelf. I didn't put anything on it yet.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's there.
Looks good.
I have the whiteboard on it, but when you put the camera on, it reflects the whiteboard. So it doesn't, I think you need like a chalkboard or something instead. So it'll be a problem. All right. Well, I guess that's a wrap. Get this out there, see what happens. What's Steelers on a bye this week? There's a ton of teams on a bye this week. Who's a Thursday game? Philly and
Houston.
Yeah, so
they're playing at everything.
Yeah, big. Philly's got no hit yesterday.
I know. Did you see the bet?
The bet? No.
There was a bet that one of the sites put up. The Sixers made threes and Philadelphia's hits combined.
Oh no!
So the Phillies hits and Sixers made threes. They set the over under at 19.5.
Not even close, was it?
The Sixers made 19 threes.
Oh no!
The Phillies
didn't
got
get
no
one hit. Oh man, I was surprised they got no hit. I know they said he was what's his name was tipping pitches, but still, you getting no hit in the World Series is tough.
I don't know who you got. Who's going to win it? Best of three.
Much better. I think Philly has more of a drive, but Houston's on paper a way better team. I'm hoping for Philly. I don't like Houston, but I don't love Philly either. I don't care. Yeah. Well, that's a wrap. I'll catch you next week. I guess we're not doing it at your house if you don't have internet. I guess
I'm supposed to get it Monday or Tuesday. So
you got the weekend. Where's there's no Steeler game. You going out for the games this weekend?
I have no idea. Are we gonna do next week's show in Deep Creek?
We'll do it Thursday, and then we'll have maybe we'll do a guillotine show with special guest birthday girl Melissa on Saturday.
Well, she actually might not make it in the Guillotine League until next week. So
dude, I got to tell you, I think I'm second lowest. Bye weeks are bad this week. And I don't have, if Swift is hurt, CeeDee Lamb's on a bye, Andrews isn't playing. That's my top 3 players that might not play. So I'm trying to make some trade to get some money and make a splash, but I don't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could trade like Antonio Gibson
I'm using Antonio Gibson.
Oh, I thought he was on your bench.
He's not gonna be. He's
Oh,
going
okay.
in, but I'm hoping to make. I need to get some funds together to make a move.
Well, what kind of move? What are you gonna make now?
I'm buying a player, but the cost
Uh,
I'm a little short.
I got you. Well, I'll see if I can help you out.
And it's yeah. I mean, you offered a trade, I accepted it, and then I did it on the site, and I don't think you've accepted it yet. So I'm kind
Well,
of. I think it's a morality thing at this point.
yeah, I as I look more into that trade, I don't know who to drop.
You have two quarterbacks and you have both Carolina running backs, and you just went on a rant about how good Foreman is. Hubbard's the guy to drop, and then after next week you could drop Dak after Lamar's on a bye. I don't know.
After next week, but
Yeah.
before next week, I can't drop Dak. That's
Well,
you go to plan.
you're not starting Hubbard over Foreman this week. He's not playing. You drop Hubbard this week, and then if you want to pick him up next week, you can drop Dak after to pick him back up.
How much
don't think
money
he's
do
gonna
you
go for
need to
much
make
money.
this trade?
What's that?
How much money do you need to make this trade?
Like $20. That's why I did 30, and the 15's close. I think I can make the 15 work.
Right. Well, how about 15 for Antonio Gibson?
Antonio Gibson's 30.
20 for Antonio Gibson.
Okay, I guess we're not trading then. Yeah.
We got some negotiating time.
We negotiated already. You said 15 for Carter. I said yes. And then I offered a trade and you haven't accepted. I don't know what negotiation is. I said 20 for Carter. I said 30 for Carter. You said 15. I said yes. That was a negotiation. And now
All right.
it's
Can
not
you tell me
accepted.
what player you're buying?
Not it's a receiver. Not from Pat. His prices are outrageous. I can't shop at the Pat store. He was going to sell me Tom Brady, and he preached about how he's going to be so good since his divorce is over. Funny enough, I looked today. Tom Brady's on the being as good as he is. I'm surprised he's on the transactions list this morning.
Oh, he got dropped.
He got dropped. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm sure he's gonna, he's gonna fetch a hefty price.
Now, are you going to pick up Chuba Hubbard?
No, I'm not. I have too many. I have too many not good running backs as it is.
For you, I'll accept the trade.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's a wrap. That's our guillotine show.
Sorry, Dax. This has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, we should have put a little timestamp in. All right, that's a wrap. We'll catch you next week, maybe from D Creek, maybe from I don't know, Still Baldwin, I guess, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Adios.
Later.